everybody's going to know your name now, young lady. Your life has just changed. What would you do with $1 million?
The moment Madison Taylor Baez rose from the audience at America's Got Talent left viewers around the world in disbelief.
Amazing grace.
A naturally gifted young singer, a chance opportunity, and a golden buzzer that secured her place in the show's history. The truth, though, was never as simple as what appeared on screen. Behind those 3 dazzling minutes was a carefully planned setup, a source of motivation rooted in heartbreaking pain and a harsh reality that arrived as soon as the cameras stopped rolling.
It was so important to have him there because my dad has been battling stage 4 colon cancer ever since I was 3 years old.
What was the real story behind the little girl who received the golden buzzer? Let's find out. To most viewers, Madison Taylor Baez seemed to appear completely unexpectedly during a taping of America's Got Talent. She was sitting among the audience when she suddenly began singing as Simon Cowell was walking away from the stage. Within minutes, that performance became one of the most talked-about moments in the show's history. The scene quickly created the impression that everything had happened by pure chance. An audience member with an extraordinary voice, judges who had no idea what was about to happen, and a golden buzzer awarded in a spontaneous, emotional moment. The way the show presented the event led millions of viewers to believe that story. In reality, Madison was not a randomly selected audience member. From around the age of 4, she had been a devoted fan of America's Got Talent. Her family took her to several tapings of the show, and whenever there was an opportunity during breaks, Madison would sing for the people gathered inside the studio. Her love for the show continued for years. Watching talented performers in person, observing how the production worked, and experiencing the atmosphere of a major talent competition inspired her to dream of standing on that very stage one day as a contestant. Once Madison became eligible to compete in season 17, her family prepared for an official audition. The production team, though, decided on a different introduction. Instead of having her walk out from backstage like the other contestants, they arranged for her to sit among the audience before filming began. The purpose of that setup was to surprise both the judges and the audience. At the planned moment, Madison would begin singing from her seat, creating the impression that an ordinary audience member unexpectedly possessed an extraordinary voice. It was an idea prepared in advance by the production team. One important detail was that the judges were never informed about the plan. Simon Cowell was actually leaving the studio when Madison began singing the opening lines of Amazing Grace. Hearing the voice coming from the audience, he immediately turned around and returned to the stage to see who was performing. The moment Simon walked back was kept in the final broadcast and became one of the iconic images of the season. He later said it was the first time he had ever experienced something like that during his years as a judge on America's Got Talent. The reactions from him and the other judges were confirmed to be completely genuine. Howie Mandel quickly pressed the golden buzzer after Madison finished her performance. The entire audience rose to its feet in applause, and the video spread rapidly across multiple platforms. Within a short time, her appearance attracted tens of millions of views and became one of the standout performances of season 17. After the episode aired, many viewers on social media questioned how spontaneous the entire moment really was. Some believed everything had been fully staged. Others pointed out that only Madison's position in the audience had been arranged beforehand, while the judges' reactions were completely authentic. The reality included both elements. The decision to place Madison among the audience came from the production team as a way to create a memorable television moment. Simon Cowell's return to the stage, the surprise from the judges, and the decision to award the golden buzzer all happened naturally, without any script prepared for the judging panel. The most remarkable part of Madison's story was not the way she appeared on stage. It was the reason she began singing when she was still a very young child. A voice born of destiny. Madison Taylor Baez was born on February 24, 2011 in Orange County, California. From a very young age, she grew up in a family that loved music. Her childhood was shaped not by vocal lessons or major stages, but by a life-changing event that deeply affected her entire family. When Madison was just over 2 years old, her father, Chris Baez, was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. Doctors delivered a grim prognosis, estimating that he had only about 4 years to live if treatment did not produce the hoped-for results. The diagnosis changed the course of the family's life. Chris Baez then began a long and difficult course of treatment. He underwent multiple major surgeries to remove the parts of his body affected by cancer. According to later accounts from the family, nearly his entire colon part, of his abdominal wall, part of his liver, and dozens of tumors had to be removed. Along with the surgeries came an extended period of chemotherapy. Hospital visits became a regular part of life for the Baez family. Chris spent much of his time in hospital rooms while his loved ones organized their lives around supporting him through every stage of treatment. It was in those circumstances that Madison naturally turned to music. As a young child, she would often use her father's phone or browse his iTunes library to listen to the songs he loved. Motown classics became her first source of inspiration as she learned melodies and lyrics. No one asked Madison to practice or perform. She simply listened, memorized, and sang back the songs she loved. According to her family, she could remember hundreds of songs after hearing them repeatedly. Music quickly became her way of expressing love and support for her father during his treatment. Whenever Chris Baez was recovering in the hospital after surgery or receiving chemotherapy, Madison would stand beside his bed and sing to him. Familiar songs helped create a calmer atmosphere inside the hospital room. The family later recalled those moments in several interviews. Chris often said that his daughter's voice gave him the strength to keep fighting the disease. To him, Madison's singing was more than emotional comfort. It became a source of encouragement that helped him continue through an extraordinarily difficult medical journey. Music was never intended to be a career at the beginning. For Madison, it was simply a way to stand beside her father as he battled cancer. Singing gradually became a natural part of her everyday life, long before the public knew her name. After years of treatment, Chris Baez's health improved significantly. The family said he entered a long period of remission and was described as thriving. As life gradually became more stable for the family, the voice that had once echoed through hospital rooms began carrying Madison onto major stages and large-scale events across the United States. Before the fame. From a very young age, Madison was invited to perform the U.S. national anthem at major sporting events. A series of performances quickly helped her establish a reputation among event organizers. Her ability to handle challenging songs and perform confidently in front of tens of thousands of spectators drew attention to her at an early age. Madison's name gradually became associated with several professional sports teams in Los Angeles and other cities. She performed the national anthem before games for the Lakers, Dodgers, Rams, Kings, LA Galaxy Sparks, and the Harlem Globetrotters. The steady stream of invitations made her a familiar face at many major stadiums. Through her frequent appearances as a national anthem singer, Madison earned the nickname America's Anthem Girl. The title reflected her familiar presence at sporting events, rather than serving as an official honor. It was also how many media outlets introduced her before America's Got Talent aired. Alongside her live performances, Madison also built a career in commercials. As a child, she appeared in more than 20 national advertising campaigns across the United States. The list of brands she worked with included major names such as McDonald's, Walmart, and Chevrolet, giving her valuable experience in front of the camera. In addition to commercials, Madison also explored acting. One of her earliest milestones came with the lead role in the short film The Tooth Racket. The film later received recognition at film festivals and won an award in the comedy category, helping bring her name closer to the film industry. Another major opportunity came when Madison was cast as the young Selena Quintanilla in Netflix's Selena the Series. The project told the story of the legendary singer Selena and attracted widespread attention from audiences as soon as the cast was announced. During the production of the series, Madison became the only cast member to perform her own singing voice in both English and Spanish. Producers and entertainment media frequently highlighted that detail because most musical roles typically rely on another singer's recorded vocals or the original recordings. Her portrayal of young Selena earned praise for both her acting and singing abilities. The performance also brought her a nomination at the Imagen Awards, which recognize artists and productions that make positive contributions to the Latino community in the entertainment industry. Beyond acting, Madison released her debut Christmas album, Blingle Bells. The project reflected her passion for music, alongside her acting career. It became one of the first releases to show that Madison was not only a live performer at public events, but was also pursuing a recording career. Around the same time, she continued appearing on television entertainment programs such as Game of Talents and Kids Say the Darndest Things. Those appearances gave Madison additional experience working in front of television cameras and helped her become comfortable in a professional television production environment from an early age. Even so, her success on the America's Got Talent stage did not lead to the smooth path that many people expected. A short-lived spotlight. Following her performance of Amazing Grace and receiving the Golden Buzzer, Madison Taylor Baez became one of the most talked-about contestants of America's Got Talent, Season 17. The video quickly spread across multiple platforms, attracting tens of millions of views and introducing her to a larger audience than ever before. When the semifinals took place in August 2022, Madison chose Higher Love as her next performance to impress both the judges and the audience. Her performance received enthusiastic applause, and every judge rose to their feet to show their appreciation. Even so, the final result did not unfold as many viewers expected. Madison finished third in her semi-final group after the public vote, and final results were combined. That placement was not enough to earn her a spot in the season finale. Her elimination in the semi-finals brought her America's Got Talent journey to an earlier conclusion than many had anticipated. Only a few weeks earlier, Madison had been regarded as one of the breakout stars of the competition. That rapid shift reflected just how competitive the show remained, regardless of the popularity contestants gained in the early rounds. While America's Got Talent was still airing, Madison received another significant opportunity in acting. She was cast as Eleanor Kane in Showtime's television series Let the Right One, in starring alongside actor Demian Bashir. Eleanor Kane is a young girl who has been turned into a vampire and remains forever trapped in the body of a 12-year-old. The role demanded considerable emotional depth and was considered one of the biggest television projects Madison had joined up to that point. Let the Right One In premiered in October 2022. The series attracted attention from horror fans and was expected to become a long-running Showtime franchise. For Madison, it represented an opportunity to expand her career following her success on America's Got Talent. The series did not continue as originally expected. At the end of January 2023, Showtime announced that Let the Right One In had been canceled after one season. The decision came as Paramount Global restructured its operations and adjusted the content strategy of its streaming platforms. The project ending after only a few months meant Madison lost an important acting role just as her television career appeared to be gaining momentum. It also came shortly after her elimination from America's Got Talent, bringing two major milestones to a close within a relatively short period. Even so, those changes did not lead Madison Taylor Baez away from the entertainment industry. After America's Got Talent ended, she chose not to rely on the attention generated by a single memorable moment. Instead, she continued pursuing artistic projects accepted roles that suited her, and built her career at a steady pace. As a result, Madison's life, after stepping away from the spotlight, has been far quieter than many people imagined. Life after AGT. After America's Got Talent came to an end, Madison Taylor Baez did not disappear from the entertainment industry, though she chose not to maintain a constant presence in the media. Instead, she continued building her career at a steady pace, balancing school live performances and projects appropriate for her age. One of the activities Madison has continued consistently is performing the U.S. national anthem at sporting events and community gatherings. This had already been an important part of her career long before she became known on national television. Following AGT, invitations to perform continued to come from a wide range of organizations. In August 2025, Madison returned to Dodger Stadium to perform the national anthem before a Los Angeles Dodgers game. Although it was not her first appearance there, the event showed that she remained a familiar performer at major public venues. In May 2026, Madison was invited to sing the national anthem at a UCLA baseball event. Along with sporting events, she also appeared at community festivals, parades, and local celebrations, maintaining a familiar presence throughout California. Madison also regularly participates in the Skechers Friendship Walk, a well-known charity event supporting education and children with special needs. The event brings together entertainers, athletes, and public figures while reflecting her ongoing commitment to community service. Beyond outdoor performances, Madison has continued appearing on the musical theater stage. One of her notable projects is Love Actually Live, a holiday production combining theater and music that allows her to continue developing her live performance skills. Charitable work remains an important part of Madison's schedule. She supports cancer-related events, a cause with deep personal meaning for her family, along with programs focused on education, children, and community fundraising. Even after becoming well-known at a young age, Madison's daily life remains much like that of other teenagers. Outside of her artistic career, she continues her education, spends time with friends, and enjoys everyday activities. Sports are among Madison's biggest interests. She enjoys playing soccer, spending time outdoors, and being with friends rather than focusing exclusively on work in the entertainment industry. Madison also enjoys playing video games and spending time with her family's dogs. Photos and videos of her with her pets appear regularly on her social media accounts. Another favorite hobby is skiing. She once suffered a minor injury while skiing, though the incident had no lasting impact on her health or career, and she later returned to the sport. Music remains at the center of Madison's life, though singing is only part of it. She plays several musical instruments and writes original songs, showing that she is gradually developing as a creative artist as well as a performer. Her family continues to play an important role in every major decision she makes. Her parents remain by her side throughout her artistic journey, helping her maintain a healthy balance between school and her career, without placing excessive pressure on her because of fame. By the middle of 2026, Madison had maintained a positive public image. There have been no scandals, controversies, or widely reported personal drama. She has also never publicly confirmed a romantic relationship, choosing instead to focus on school performing and her personal goals. Across media appearances and public events, Madison is still frequently introduced as a Golden Buzzer recipient from America's Got Talent. That recognition remains closely connected to her name, though it does not define her entire career. Rather than relying on one unforgettable television moment, Madison has continued building her career through live performances, acting, music, and community involvement. Her progress has been steady, reflecting a long-term approach instead of chasing short-lived attention. America's Got Talent gave audiences only a few unforgettable minutes on stage. The rest of Madison Taylor Baez's story reveals a much fuller picture. A young girl who began singing to encourage her father during his battle with cancer, built a career from an early age, and continues to grow through her own talent and determination. Those are the parts of her journey that rarely appear on television, though they complete the story of her life beyond the spotlight. If you'd like to discover more untold stories behind the stars that television never fully reveals, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and join us for our upcoming videos.